Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, classics as non-classic. This is episode number 494 and Doubleshot number 407. Yeah, after this one, basically 6 more episodes to go before we reach episode 500. Yeah, I'm going to keep saying that until I reach 500. Alright, 2 Marvel trades. First up is a Star Wars trade. Star Wars Darth Maul. This trade collects a 5-issue miniseries for Maul. And by the way, this was the first ever series published, first Darth Maul comic published by Marvel. The last comic book Darth Maul had was published by Dark Horse, and that one is canon. Yes, the only Dark Horse book, most of it was deemed non-canon except for one miniseries, Darth Maul, Son of Dathomir. According to the canon stuff, that miniseries is canon due to the fact that that particular miniseries is an adaptation of unproduced episodes of, I think it was 4 unproduced episodes for Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Yes, that's what that miniseries was. This miniseries takes place well before the Clone Wars, and plus it features a couple of characters who actually were heavily featured in Clone Wars. Mainly put on the right here, those of you who watched the CGI Clone Wars series, that's Cad Bane. And this lovely lady right here, that's Aurora Singh. By the way, just like Darth Maul, she made her first ever appearance in Star Wars in The Phantom Menace. I'm not kidding about that. There's a cameo of her done by some actress, basically. I had to look it up, basically. But she did make an appearance in that particular film. And she's seen for the pod racing on Tatooine. Let's see. I'm looking her up right now. But yeah, the thing about this woman is that she's got chalk white skin. Most of her hair that's on her head is wrapped in a ponytail, and she's got like an antenna. Yes, a metal antenna coming out of her head. I don't know what species she is. Yeah, it's something a little bit bizarre. I've never found out exactly who it was. Okay. The person who played her was someone named Manichi Barachi. Yes, I think it was some model or something like that. You see her very, very briefly. It's like probably around the start of the pod racing scene in episode 1. Yeah. She was probably some... Turns out she's actually just a model. Yeah, interesting of the cast of model to play her. Cad Bane has never featured in live action. Nope, he never has. He's only featured just on the CGI Clone Wars series and, of course, this miniseries. And this miniseries takes place well before the Clone Wars. Exactly 10.5 years before Clone Wars happened, because this miniseries takes place 6 months prior to that particular series. Now, in the series, the CGI series for Cad Bane, who voiced him, it was Corey Barton. Yes, that was basically his... That's the actor who voiced him. And this is by far the only time he's ever worked with Darth Maul. These two never interact on screen. If you watch the CGI Clone Wars series, Maul appears like in several, at least a couple of the seasons. As a matter of fact, he was featured in season 2 of Rebels. I think they even brought back the same voice actor, but it's not now in the films. Darth Maul was played by Ray Park. Yes. Now the whole thing of him having a dual lightsaber. Initially, what I had heard was that was initially Ray Park's idea for him to have a dual lightsaber. Yeah, and this is the outfit he wears in Phantom Menace. Oh, if you're wondering yeah, and also this is what he looks like without his shirt on. Yeah, I recently saw this when he reappeared in Clone Wars, first appeared in that series, and when he recently reappeared in the 2-part season finale for Star Wars Rebels. Yeah, I'm close. I'm catching up with the show. I'm only I just finished up season 2 roughly like a couple weeks ago. Yeah, this is one really good miniseries, and pretty much the whole point of this miniseries is that Maul has hired Aurora Singh and Cad Bane to get this Jedi Padawan, basically, who was being sold into slavery for some reason. I'm like, okay, you have a Jedi Padawan, somebody who is known by the Republic, basically, at this point in time, this is before the whole thing with Revenge of the Sith, that the Jedi are good people. And I'm thinking, where are the Jedi in all this? Like, don't they know one of their numbers is missing? I don't know. It's never explained in this miniseries. Also, they don't explain where her master is or who her master is at all. I don't know who. Let's see. They don't really mention her name in this. I had to look it up here. Yeah, I don't really remember her name in this miniseries. But yeah, here's some fantastic artwork in here done by Luke Ross. Yep. Yeah, fantastic artwork. I gotta praise him for that. Yeah, and this is one badass miniseries. Yep. And here's what Aurora Singh is drawn. This is how Luke Ross draws Aurora Singh. Yep, this is her right here. On the far left, that's her. In the middle is Cad Bane. On the right is some guy named Vorderlo. I've never seen this guy before. I think it's just here just for this one miniseries. Yeah, let me look it up here. Let's see. Her name is... Let's see. Yeah, she's pretty much the same species as Shakti. Yeah, she's the same exact species as Shakti. The only reason why I know this is because, well, yeah, because let me see if I can find a good color version of her. Let's see here. Here we go. Yeah, here we go, right here. Yeah, she's pretty much the same exact species as Shakti. Shakti is one of the Jedi Masters, and this is not Shakti. I can tell by looking at her, she's not Shakti, but she's the same exact species as she is. Yeah, they say that she knows that he's a Sith. Yeah, she already knows that. Let's see if I can find it here. I don't think that they actually give out her name. But it is interesting, though, that Darth Maul works alongside this Jedi Padawan. By the end of the series, Maul kills her because, well, you can't kill Maul before the events of Episode 1. Yeah, the miniseries does not list her name. Yeah, I'm looking it up here. Okay. Xerxes, yeah, I'm looking like this woman, his name is Xerxes. I'm familiar with the name Xerxes. Yeah, he was from the Jedi Apprentice series. Yeah, it was a guy, and he was Qui-Gon Jinn's previous apprentice. This was in the original Expanded Universe. The guy fell to the dark side, possibly became a Sith Lord. It was never confirmed in the actual Jedi Apprentice series. And he later died by falling into some kind of malted pit after his duel with Qui-Gon Jinn. Yeah, I kind of remember this because I read the novel series. Yeah, it's too bad we never got something like that in the actual series. Like, no actual books like that. But this is really good. I enjoyed it. It's the only time Cullen Bunn has ever done it. This is actually Cullen Bunn's first and by far the only miniseries he's personally ever done related to Star Wars. 5 issues is a pretty decent length. Excuse me. The general length for these miniseries tend to be like 5 or 6 issues. I would say the only ones that have been 4 issues, as far as I can tell, have been just what was the Phasma miniseries, now like Kelly Thompson, and Shattered Empire. Yeah, those two are the only ones I can think of where they're only just 4 issues. Everything else has been like 5 or 6 issues. But if you're a Darth Maul fan, I highly recommend this. This is just really good. I'm going to give this a 9.5 out of 10. It's just really good. Also, people are fans of the CGI Clone Wars series because Cad Bane shows up in here. Alright, next up is The Mighty Captain Marvel, Volume 1, Alien Nation. Collecting issues 0 through 4, Mighty Captain Marvel. Yeah, Captain Marvel was relaunched again. Yeah, it was relaunched just late last year as The Mighty Captain Marvel, though recently, I think as of last month, because because the newest issue came out, I think, just this week. The series reverted back to its, well, basically, of how many issues so far that Carol Danvers has had. Basically, she recently got to 125 issues. This lasted for 9 issues before it reverted back to its classic numbering. It's written by Margaret Scholl, with artwork by, let's see, Emilio Esto, and Emilio Esto just does the first, he does issue 0. Ramo Rosas basically does the artwork for issue 0 and 1 through 3. The last issue is done by Brent Scover, Rose Stein, and Ted Brandt. Yep. Let's see, who's the covers? The cover art is done by Elizabeth Torque. Yeah, that's who does this really good looking cover. Yeah, dealing with the aftermath of Civil War II, and she gets sort of basically nightmares of stuff that happened at the end of Civil War II when she fought Tony Stark and he fell into a coma. There's this really cool scene in the opening issue where it opens up where looks like they're playing where these 5 ladies are playing blackjack, 5 women play blackjack, and it's 5 known superheroes. It's let's go from the bottom left to the bottom right. Okay, we have Natasha Romanoff, the main star of the series, Carol Danvers. We have in the middle, we have Jessica Drew, the original Spider-Woman. On the far right, it's Kamala Khan, the current Miss Marvel. And finally on the bottom, it is Jane Foster, the Mighty Thor. Yeah, one great way to open up the series with this really cool looking thing. Yeah, and apparently Carol's got a Carol Core type of thing. Yeah, she's got much more bigger fan club than, let's say, having just Camilla Khan be a fan of hers. I don't know. As far as I can tell, even though she kind of turned her back on her, it's not like on the covers where she's tearing down her Captain Marvel posted it, because she's been a big fan of hers for years, for a while. But yeah, she's going through therapy. Now, this book is just a continuation of what the previous volume of Captain Marvel did do, you know, with her being in charge of the Alpha Flight program and having like half of at least about 3 members of the actual Alpha Flight superhero team part of as supporting characters in the book. Basically, Puck, Amora, and Sasquatch, with Abigail Brand, who is a character created by Joss Whedon. Yeah, she's still in this book. Yep, it's just like going like business as usual, though they did change the board of directors a bit. Basically, they trimmed them down because what happened at the end of the previous book, basically where the Canadian Minister turned out to be old Alpha Flight villain Master of the World. So basically, it's been trimmed down a little bit. Captain America is apparently representing the United States for some reason instead of Henry P. Garrick, but who knows? Who cares? Apparently, he's also subject of a movie, which I think they probably threw that. I think the reason why they really threw that in there because Captain Marvel was getting a movie. I think in just a couple years. Yeah, her movie's coming in 2019. So my guess is they probably think, okay, so let's do something in the comic deal with like her being turned into a movie. Yep. And yeah, just business as usual. But at least they're dealing with the after effects of Civil War II, and that's part of the plot thread of this whole thing. Is that she's suffering mental fatigue of what happened in her previous thing, and plus she's also facing like a shapeshifting bounty hunter, dealing with some Kree refugees because of stuff happened during Black Vortex. Yeah, Black Vortex is kind of mildly referenced. It's mildly referenced in here, but I kind of wish they had editorial like they mentioned the planet Hala, the home planet of the Kree being destroyed. They should throw an editorial that yeah, it was destroyed during Black Vortex. If you want to blame somebody for destroying the planet, writer-wise, blame Brian Michael Bendis because that's what happened in issue 25, Guardians of the Galaxy, 2 volumes back. It happened during his first volume he did in the book, the one that's on in 2013. Yeah, he did that in there. This stuff with the Shatari. There's a mild build up in here at the Secret Empire. As a matter of fact, next trade deal, Secret Empire. But yeah, this is just really good. I know one person didn't really care for how Carol was written during Civil War II, so he dropped it. It's Ed, the Blue Goblin. He dropped it. Me, I continue reading Captain Marvel because I'm a fan of the character, and I appreciate what the character. Now, basically, Margaret Scholl actually one of the 2 things she wrote here was Black Widow Forever Red. Yeah, that was actually a novel. Yes, a Marvel novel. I have read a novel. The novel's actually really good. Um, Highly recommend checking it out. It's really good. So she gets a chance to write Carol Danvers. Okay. Um, and I should point out that of all the female superhero titles published, this is actually, I think, one of 3 written by a woman. Excuse me. Yeah, the only ones I can think of that are written by a woman, aside from this one, is Miss Marvel, and I think it's She-Hulk. Yeah, those 3 are the only ones I can think of that are currently written by a woman. Yep. But fun book. If you're a Captain Marvel fan, I would recommend checking this out because they're trying to recover the character, and it's a slow process to do that. But at least they're not like, oh, let's just move on forward and forget what happened in Civil War II. Yeah, I'm kind of glad they did not do that. There was ramifications, definitely, and this book basically, it's kind of like the book was basically kind of recovering what Bendis did to her during Civil War II, making her a complete jerk. But not to the level Tony Stark was during Civil War 1. Yeah. But this is good. I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. It's pretty good. Alright, that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for the next episode, which is episode number 495 and Doubleshot number 408, where it's in the Mexican Empire. Why don't we talk about 2 trades basically feature that are part of a series that features the main antagonist of Secret Empire, the Hydra Cap. Yep. His 2 trades for him, we're going to be talking about in the next episode. Okay? Until we see you in the next episode. Bye.